So YouTube, this one is just a showcase and an explanation. This is one of the base puppets that hasn't been released. It's got, I'll bring up the options. I can turn, let's go back so YouTube doesn't fit, I can do that. I can change the tan. And those other ones are all under the underwear. I'm not going to show it on YouTube. You don't need to see it. Just the fact that you know it's there should be enough. It's got the mouth. It's 3 sculpts, closed, open, and wide. So if I yelled, it'd open up wider. It's got the looky eyes. It's got the run. It's got the double jump. And the reason it's not uploaded is the breasts have nipples. It has a crease. It's a little bit more than just a crease, but it's private areas. It's all dynamic, like as you can see. Yeah, you can see it. The boobs jiggle. All that's what a real human can do. This does, except for pee and poo. I do have puppets that can do that, but yeah. This particular one isn't getting released because of the anatomy. For some unknown reason, it's in the entire gaming industry. It's annoying to the living shit house. I could do this puppet and have it explode and blood and guts and stuff like that go everywhere. I have flipped the bird and that's fine. They won't moderate that. Violence is fine, but you show a breast or a penis or a vagina or a butt crack or I don't fucking know, anything to a belly button. Hell, it'll probably get flagged for the belly button. Not just Media Molecule, but they moderate it. Saints Row have done it. Cyberpunk have done it. All these arsehole companies out there have done it. They're doing it. The gaming ratings boards around the globe have ratings. Saints Row and Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's the biggest culprit. It's got an R rating, meaning everything except for full intercourse, like actual graphic, so you can see penetration. Everything else is allowed. That's not. But yet they got this purple underwear bullshit going on. Saints Row got the pixelization. There's no anatomy there at all. So it's Barbie and Ken. You watch one of the videos, you can see I've got the character. There's nothing. It's Barbie and Ken. And they still pixelize it. This one, you show a nipple, you show a belly button, you show a butt crack. It moderates it. Give us, if Dreams want to fix this issue, just give us an option in the settings so that if you're over the age of 18, the consoles have it. If you've got it set to parental lock is turned on so that it's for a child, then this mature tag, everything with the mature tag doesn't get displayed. It's a hide feature. But if you've got your console set like me, because I'm an adult, I'm a mature person, you know, of decent age, then the mature content, mature tagged content will be shown. Problem fixed. So anyone who's got a kid playing on Dreams, they won't see anything that's, because if you go to the, if I just back out and you'll see it in the back out, there, mature content. I've tagged it, mature content. If they give us an actual, not necessarily a tag, but an actual button you click when you release it, this is a mature, this contains mature content, you tick it, or you turn it on or whatever, it hides it from anyone who doesn't have that enabled. Same with Cyberpunk. When you turn nudity sensor off, it's to turn the nudity sensor off, not to leave it on or to cover it up with purple underwear, but to turn it off. Saints Row, you've got the turn off the censorship on the top for the breasts, do it for the bottoms. And the people that go, oh, but you just want to see, you want to see this, you want to see that. So, no, I just don't want anything to be covered up. I'm not a perv, or I can be, but I'm not being pervy. I'm not being creepy or anything like that. I'm 100% against any censorship. If you want to say something, you should be allowed to say it. If you want to show something, you should be allowed to show it. If you do not want to view that item or view that or hear that thing, don't listen or watch. It's that simple. Reporting people, unless it's against the convention, like murdering children and stuff like that, then that's where you can draw a line. You can go, okay, yeah, we can't show that because it's breaking a global law. But yet, when you look at it that way, CDPR are breaking a law, and nothing's happening to them. So I just thought I'd put this video out here. This base puppet will probably never get released. It is a very, I don't want to say perfect, but like I can move it around. See a bit of playthrough there. But if you turn the limitations on, like I'm supposed to be, it's set like this so I can do all of me testing. So I can do all this, go jumping around and see if anything like gets stuck, because it also has a dynamic system in it. So like the breasts, for example, they will bump into the scenery. At the moment, they won't bump into the arms because I'm still not quite that complete yet. But it will be when the arms come across, like when you're walking, when the arms come across, they'll bump the breast and the breast will move because they're going to be dynamic in that respect. And same with if you have the male version and it's naked, things will bump into things. It's just that way so YouTube doesn't have a fit. And it's not going to get released because they'll have a fit. They'll have a seizure because, oh my god, something that's normal. So let's put it this way: if the censors, the people who are doing censorship, which is or curl over and die, like the ones that are like the ones that YouTube, they're going, oh, you can't, that's the video's getting pulled because it's got the word F in it, or this is getting moderated because it's got a genitalia in it, or we're going to put purple underwear on our uncensored characters. It's like, if those people just curl over and die, along with the ones that we want equality but only if we get more rights than you, if every one of those died as well, the world would be perfect. There'd be no wars, there'd be no problems, everyone would get along nicely. But no, those people exist. And because I'm a no censorship person, I can't censor those people. They have the right to bleat on about the crap that they bleat on about because that's their right. I'm not going to moderate them. I'm not going to censor them. I just don't want to listen to them. And when one of these, you're the worst person on the planet because you're a white male, white straight male, and she's a lesbian black chick, and she's saying, I just don't listen to her because I know she's dribbling shit. But she has the right to say that. See, that's what this video is about. So yeah, it's about dreams, but it's also about in general and my YouTube channel and stuff like that. Because I got a message. One of my videos was flagged as age restricted. It's like, I don't care. It can age restrict all my videos for all I care. I don't do it for the views. Views are nice. I don't do it for the likes. Likes are nice. And I don't do it for the subscribers. But the subscribers are very nice. And I believe I hit 1,000 subscribers, I think. And if you have subscribed, thank you very much. I do appreciate you, even though I never say it, because I'm not about that. I'm about, is this an entertaining content? Do I find it entertaining? Is it useful? Will it help you out? So, for example, right now, if you were to make this character in Dreams and release it, one of the people... Is this still toggle on there? Oh yeah, because that's the other one, okay. because there's this one, and I've got a personal one too that's on a different toggle. So if I brought this and then someone toggled that and then, oh my god, it's nude, how dare you, and it'll get moderated. And unless you've downloaded it and saved it to your hard drive, you won't be able to view it anyway. I've got one up there that is like that. So I redone it, and I'm still tempted to do it and re-release it and see if it gets moderated again. Change nothing, just re-release it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that the male character has a lump down the bottom, and the female has 2 lumps at the top. It's like, that's how. Yeah, so I do have creations that are going up. In fact, I can show you one right now that has dynamic stuff, because I'm working on dynamics. That's my latest thing, this one here. The loincloth is dynamic. I showed the testing I was doing. This is you can play it. You can't edit it because in moderation and all that. But this uses the same dynamics as I'm working on that puppet you just saw. The loincloth will hit the puppet. So if the legs go like, if I can get the leg up on the there, it actually hits. It interacts with the puppet. It's an actual dynamic cloth. It's not a proper cloth, but as you can see, if I can get up nice and close, it's got the little squares. I think I've spoken about it before. This particular one, every time you restart it, you'll get a 50-50 chance of being male or female. The only real difference with the female is it's got the chest piece and lumps. There's 0 sculpt to them. It's basically balls stuck in the chest. Actually, I shouldn't say balls, because balls, that means male anatomy. No, okay. Spheres. Spheres stuck in the chest area. And then I've sculpted everything on top. Instead of doing the dynamic loincloth on the chest as well, I've just done a fleck paint on the little thing. So it doesn't look as good on the top part. That was an afterthought. But that loincloth, I can technically take the piece, stick it on another puppet, and use it. I can make a skirt. The problem here is if I grab, exit. If I remix it, and this is the reason why a lot of my stuff is taking so long, because if I grab, we'll go 4, should be enough. Actually, we'll go this way. The program does not like that. See how slow the puppet's moving? And when they all start moving, because it's calculating those dynamics. So to get it so that it doesn't slow down this is what I call the lag. I released one which was a really early test, and I put a warning: don't use the full one because it has a front, a back, and the chest piece was all dynamic. And I said, caution, don't use all of it if you find it's too laggy. And he's going, no, it wasn't laggy. He was on a PS5, I was on a PS4, so that could make a little bit of difference. But generally speaking, it's full dynamic, and that's what I'm aiming for. I spoke about it before on my preview one, where I running around a little circle area. But I thought I'd put something out that people can play with, and they can play with this. I guess you can see I've got a 50-50 chance. If I go like this and rewind, try again, what do we get? We'll get 3 females that time. 3 females. So that's a 50-50 chance on each character of being male or female. If somebody would like to use this character, they can always throw me a message that is there any chance. I will make a separate save, and I'll collaborate with them on the character or something like that. But I don't want to risk. That's why it's only as a playable. I don't want to risk it getting pulled and going, oh my god, it's offensive because it's correct. So that's why I do what I do with the dreams. And same goes with the other games. Like, I was gonna stream me playing the entire Cyberpunk, but I will when I receive it. I've gotten this bullshit they've delivered, but if they ever correct the censorship and fix the lag issue, the serious texture problems, I'll stream it. But until that happens, Pal Sasco, Marcin, and all these fuckwits at the YouTube, all these a-holes at CDPR, the criminals, they can go until they give it to me. I won't be streaming it. I'll stream how wrong it is. Like, I'm half tempted to show you. I actually jumped on the other day. Actually, it would have been a couple of weeks ago when the new anime came out. I jumped on because they brought out an update, tested it, and literally I ran from my apartment to the clothing store and had to stand at the clothing store waiting for things to load in. And it took a good 2 minutes for the sound effects to catch up, and a good 5 minutes for the guy to load in and me to be able to purchase something. Then when I've purchased whatever I wanted to purchase, to see if there was anything new in there, and there wasn't, I then had to run back to my apartment. I run up to the staircase. The staircase isn't too bad, but when I get to the elevator has no interior. There's like grey boxes. I had to stand at the elevator for like 5 minutes, wait for that to load in before I can click on the button, have it come down, get up to my apartment, stand at the door for another 5 to 10 minutes, waiting for shit to load in before I can open my friggin' apartment door. It's like, delete the purple underwear and give us our actual uncensored shit you promised, and the game is labelled as, and get an AI downscaler and downscale every texture in the game by 50%. The game will run so much better, and it will be the product you promised. It's that you could do it in a weekend, but they won't. So yeah. If you're on Dreams and you see some one of my creations, feel free to, like, if it's up and it's if I can exit, don't save. If it's got not that one. This filter public. If it's got, like, for example, oh, you couldn't really see it, but the big, it's like a planet with like the recycle symbol. If it's got that on it, that means I'm happy for you to reuse it. Now, obviously, some of them are like this one here, for example. It's, you use it with, you know, some sort of respect for me. So you don't copy it, repaint it, go, oh look, I made a head. It's like, state that you recolored it. Like, yeah, people can, like this one here, this isn't my creation. And I've written here, all I've done was resculpted the body, and that if you want to view the original, check out the original creator, and that's in there. I do have, as I stated here, I did make a better one as well, which is not here because it's private. And if I go to where is it? Saved online. These are all the ones that are private, so they're released but not publicly. And if I go to that one there is the same one as that one, just with a better sculpt. The body is more proportioned. I've stuck a head on there, and the head's a little big, but yeah. That's not my creation. That's the start of that other one I showed you. There's the head. There's some more private ones. There's one I released recently. That one there was just like Bomberman style character. It's nothing special. It's literally it's just a puppet. And you can turn the light on. If you want to use it, It's a slightly, I tweaked the arms are smaller, the legs are a little bit smaller, with the boots and big round hands. So if you want to use it, it's slightly more scaled. That I think is the closest that you can get to an actual puppet, which has got almost anatomically correct. Like that one there. I'll put a black ball there because he's got, you know, anatomy. And oh my god, that one's the same. I think I showed it before. You can toggle both male and female, so you can have it male or female or both or none. But with it being anatomically correct, it's like, oh my god, that's correct. That's offensive. Censorship, man. Fucking I hate it. I want to murder the person who invented censorship. So that's all this stream was about. Was talking about my latest creation, my latest puppet, which isn't up simply because of the boobs. The boobs have bumps where a nipple would be, so on and so forth. And everything is dynamic. And if they have a hissy fit over a lump, can you imagine if the lump moves? It's like, holy crap. So yeah. Yes, that's mine. That's mine. It's I've been doing a fleck phone. To use it on your puppet's a little weird because I've always been making it almost a square because the fleck's a square, or the base fleck is a square. And here's the phone here. It's got circle and square to cycle thingy. So if I push that, for example, I can then use the D-pad to, I don't know, change the color, for example. I can change the color to yellow, green, blue, red, so on and so forth. Randomly it'll ring, and you use the right trigger to answer. It can also be wired up to your puppet to display health. But I've never gone to making it realistic because it's meant to be a play on the flex, which is if you come in. I'm nice and close, if I can get it there. You can't see my puppet now. The little squares, you can see it on the purple really easy. The squares, they're flex. And that's what this phone is meant to represent. So it's not meant to be an Apple phone or anything like that. It's meant to be a fleck that is a phone. But I've stylized it to make it... This one looks a bit more like a phone than the other ones did. It's got basic operations. If you put a chip in your puppet... Actually, I think if I go into here and go to edit... Put this chip in your puppet and wire the health into here. That number... if I come to here... that number there will display the health of your puppet. Exit, don't save. So there's that's card element. There's a building thing. This one, as you can see, is remixable. It's an idea that I'm working on. There's Steve. But there's your guides over there. What you need is, it says here, circle brings up the placement guide, and then R1 or right shoulder will build, but I need pieces. To get pieces, you just walk over to the square, over to the cubes, square to break. There's one. I think I need 3. I think it was 3 I needed. And then if I go circle and then try and place, I need 5. There you go. So I am going to be making a newer version which has a better counter, more accurate counter. So if I now go circle, and wherever I aim that square, so if I go hang it over a little bit, I can go like that and then go build, and it will build the building. Now obviously if you want to edit what the building looks like when you download it, you just go to show all. In fact, I'll go to show all, edit, and go to view, show all. You just edit that, because whatever's here will be placed over there. So if you want to put another puppet inside that, an enemy, you can build it with an enemy, so on and so forth. Oops. But at the moment, the way the counter determines, like, if I use up all the building materials, how does it say, like, I've used all the building pieces? I want to be able to make it so you can build like 2 or 3 different versions, a cheap one, a medium one, and a high-end one. And each one's going to take different material, like different amount of materials. And how do you tell it, okay, this is a small one, so it only needs 2 pieces. This one's a medium one, needs 5. This one's a high-end one, needs 10. That's the bit I'm going to be working on next. At the moment, it just has a timer, which for 5 seconds, it will remove a piece every second. But I'm going to make it so that it detects which one you've done and removes that number. So at the moment, all it does is removes the 5. So if I grab the 5 and, for example, like place here, like that, and then go build, that's all in there. The light comes on because it's got the thing in there. It's got a health bar in it. So if you do enough damage to it, in theory, it should better be destroyed. But that's free to download, free to tweak, free to look at the wiring, change the color, put your own models there. You can put whatever you want. It's relatively easily to edit. I've made the building out of cubes to be reminiscent of Minecraft and for ease of modifying. So if you want to make it taller, all you got to do is grab the white parts, move them up, copy the square browns and move them up, and so on and so forth. I did put the jog in the puppet just so getting around isn't so boring. There's some cubes up there so you can see. There's the templates. The single cube, which is also the same cube that's used over there. It's meant to represent, technically that one would be, what is it, a 4x4 on the bottom? So it's 1632-ish for the top and the bottom. And then you got the walls, which are slices, say 40 cubes maybe, is what you technically need to break. But for simplification reasons, I've just gone, okay, 5. If you want to change it, change it. If you want to make it so it doesn't cost any building pieces, so you can just spam your building pieces, go for it. Break it, please. Thank you. Obviously, I was going to add like a pick or something like that as well, but you know, so if I come over here, I can go like the guide to see, you know, okay, that's overlap. If I go like that, it'll hit and go like that. So that's why the guide's there. But if you want to mess around with it, it's up there. Build craft kit, starter one. Obviously, as I was saying, 5 building pieces will be changed. It'll be a small one, which would probably be like, I don't know, like a little tent. There'll be that one, and then there'll be like a big one that's going to have 2 rooms or something. I don't know. They've got to fit in that square though. Well, technically they don't, but for guide reasons, if you change something in there, it needs to fit in that square so that you can, when you go to place it, I think, if not, you have to change the size of the square. I'm trying to think, how far back did I show? Yeah, I think that's the last spot I showed. Oh no, there's the hands I showed last time. And there's the thing, and there's the other. Okay, so I've showed up to this point here. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to show you in this stream, was the character I worked on, why it hasn't been released, and how screwed up the gaming industry of censorship in general has gotten. It's disgusting, and everyone who does any sort of censorship needs to be freaking throttled. So I'm going to call it, guys. Stay safe. I'm out here. Catch you next time.